Good morning, it's Monday. We're going to get some lessons from Confucius today. Just hang with me, I'll tell you what I mean. Confucius was a Chinese philosopher born about 500 years before Christ. His teachings were, humanistic moral teachings, emphasizing morality and justice and integrity and things like that. A lot of real sound teaching, not Christian teaching, but sound teaching. And what's interesting is we had someone from Japan recently at Alpine, and as we were talking about forgiveness and how that we as Christians should have a culture of forgiveness, and what he contrasted that with in what he called the Confucian cultures of Japan and China and Korea, is he said he grew up with a duty to avenge, that it was always taught to him that he should avenge, that was actually his religious duty when someone wronged him to avenge that person. Now, I don't know that this is necessarily in Confucian philosophy, but this is certainly what his culture has come to now. And he said that they're really paying for it now in their society. And it really makes me go back to Matthew chapter 5, where Jesus is trying to set the tone for his followers. That's us. He says, you've heard that it was said, eye for eye and tooth for tooth. That's that duty to avenge. You know, that some people believe that if someone gives you a black eye, you should give them a black eye. If someone knocks out your tooth, you should knock out their tooth. It's only right. But look at what Jesus was saying. He said, I tell you, don't resist an evil person. If someone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other one also. If anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, hand over your coat as well. If someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles. Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you. Maybe you can pause this and read how he continues on in the next verses. But here's the question I want to come to. In your life, in your circles, in your school, in your home, would you say that it reflects more of a Confucian culture, a duty to avenge? Or would you say that it reflects a culture of forgiveness, that you do as Jesus says to do, that we should forgive people, that we should extend grace to people even if they don't deserve it? See, Jesus expected this 2,000 years ago. He set this tone 2,000 years ago. And to this day, this is how we should live our lives. So many cultures do this thing right here. Many Islamic cultures have that in their culture. But Jesus said this should characterize our culture. Now, I know America isn't a Christian society anymore, but we as believers, as followers of Jesus, we should establish a culture of forgiveness. Think about this for today and for this week. Are you forgiving in your home? Are you forgiving in your marriage? Are you forgiving at work? Are you forgiving at school? Do you have a culture of forgiveness? If Jesus was there, would he say, great job, you're applying what I said 2,000 years ago and you're living it out in your life? I hope that's true for you. I encourage you to think about that, pray about that. We'll see you tomorrow.